Good evening. Thank you all for your patience. My name is Rhodes Dyson, and I'm the art curator at Busboys and Poets. And we're doing something brand new, something we've never done before, and that is having a virtual opening of an exhibition at Busboys and Poets. The name of the exhibition is The Child Factor, organized by Art Impact International. And the person that's shaking her head yes is Carolyn Goodrich, who is the founder and curator for Art Impact International and who has had her organization for a number of years. I have known Carolyn for a while, and the organization was founded to use art as a messenger to focus on issues in the global issues. And I think this particular exhibition focuses on the rights of children. Can you
Yes.
tell us a little bit more about Art Impact International and a little bit about this exhibition before we take you to see the wonderful works that you'll see on the walls at 450K, where Carolyn Goodrich is, and at 14th and V? Hey, we're multi sending out signals. So I'm at 14th and V. But Carolyn, why don't you tell us a little bit about Art Impact International, what you do, your
Sure.
mission?
Sure. Art Impact International was founded in 2015, and
Okay, we're gonna need your voice, so we're gonna need a little more sound.
we're a 501c3 organization. Can you hear me better?
A little better.
Okay. Okay. So we were founded in 2015, and we have right now over 3,000 artists from around the world, over 25 countries. In this particular exhibit, we have artists from probably maybe 7 different countries, including Iran, Iraq, and Cuba even. We have folks from all over India, Canada. And this particular show we have called it the Child Factor, and it is to actually remind people around the globe that children have rights. So we have artists who have artwork about Nobel Peace Prize winners who have really gone in there and pitched for the kids who were in mines, right? That was one of the pieces from Kartik Kaushak. So we'll show you that. I think you have that one on your end, Carol, the red
Okay.
called
Okay.
yeah.
Well,
So
we'll get there.
okay. So yeah,
So,
so that's about it. And so we're hoping to continue our work around the world. We've traveled. We've had international exhibits. We've traveled to Italy, actually, at the U.S. Embassy in Italy, and also in Rome. And we just had a great time. So we're hoping after the COVID pandemic that we can continue our international work. And we're opening up 2 new headquarters, one in the UK and another one in India. So, in this particular exhibition, the Child Factor, we have 2 charities that we are benefiting. So please buy some of the art. We even have available prints for you. And on each label is a QR code that'll take you directly to the original pieces as well as the print options.
do you want to talk a little bit about the work that's on the wall in the Giovanni room, and share a little bit about the artist whose work is there?
Ye- Yes. Let's see.
Just,
See if I could get it.
there we go.
This piece here, I can't quite aim it correctly. Um, let's see if I can. Yeah, it won't quite swivel. It won't quite swivel. So I'll stand right underneath the piece then and put it up. But this piece here is called Liberty and Justice for All, and this is by Jamise, and her work is just so pertinent right now, especially with what's going on. And also we have the artist from Iran. This piece here is titled Victim,
You have to, oh,
right?
Victor.
And
Okay.
that's, yeah. And this piece is called Food Discrimination. It's talking about how we here in America, at least for the most part, we have concerns about being overweight and eating too much. For other countries of the world, the children are starving, right? And then we have this this piece here. This is called 216, and these are baby blocks. And three of the blocks have facing the number 2, the number 6, and the number 1, and that's the code for police who are going to a home that has a child who is in trouble, like child abuse case or something like that. So that's their code is 216 for the police. So that's really interesting. So this is the kind, and then these pieces, this triptych up top, the artist's grandchildren helped to create the works. Let's see if I could get it. Yeah, that's one of them. So that one was a triptych. So, but maybe you'll have a little better luck showing the artwork with your with your
I'm trying to get there. So how did you select these artists? Were they able to get into the show?
Well,
Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
they've submitted artwork, probably over about 400 pieces, and I selected like at least two, mostly one of each of the artists. There
Mm-hmm.
was only two of the artists who were not selected. Most of the artists, they're very talented, and
Mm-hmm.
we have ads that are out there. We have social media marketing, so the artists know about our what we're doing, and so we don't have any shortage of artists responding to our calls. The only challenge is being able to show all of their artwork.
Okay. All right. I am now. I guess the thing is Alicia, you kind of have to text me the StreamYard as well because I'm not able to pull it up. But I think maybe. You know what? Hey, we gonna go with the computer. You know,
I'm gonna
I know how
While
to
you're
do
doing
it.
that, I'm going to try to get the last piece that's up here. This one's
Okay.
called We Are, and
Okay.
is by a Ukrainian artist.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
he's now an
that is
American
that's
citizen.
a fabulous piece.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
So here we are in the event room, the Langston room at Busboys and Poets. You're in the Giovanni room at Busboys and 450K. So this, I want you all to see. Can you see this piece?
Yeah, it's
I,
hard to see. Yeah,
this is called Waiting for the Opportunity by
yeah.
Goho, Pierre Antoine Goho. Can you tell us a little bit about what that is about?
Sure. That's about a family who migrated to a new country, but they don't know where they're going to be going. They don't know where to go, you know? They were dropped off on the shores. So they're not sure where to go.
Oh my goodness, what
It's this migrant people who came however they got there on whatever boat, right? And this gentleman, he's from the Ivory Coast, and he's now a U.S. citizen. But he's doing wonderful artwork, and he's very much keyed into what's going on in the different countries in Africa. And that also is one of the charities that we're benefiting is the Precious Gems, who is out of the UK, but they have different offices across the African continent. So I
Okay.
was happy to select his work to be a part of the show.
Okay. All right. I'm going to move to the next piece.
Okay. And while you do that, I was just showing Winifred Wallace's piece. This is Rights to Healthcare and Shelter. It's a beautiful quilt piece. See if I can get it so you can see it. Yeah. Yeah, that one's entitled Rights to Healthcare and Safe Shelter.
Hmm. Now, we're doing this manually. Now, I know there are ways that you can put these on a computer and go from piece to piece, but we thought that it would be best. We could talk a little bit more about it. We wanted to be at the different spaces to be able to share this with you. So I
Right.
appreciate you all being patient. I know this is a little bit innovative, a little bit.
Right.
Okay. Let's talk about this piece. This is called Led by a Child by Hubert. I know Hubert Jackson.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Hubert Jackson, he was an art instructor for the DC high school system for over 35 years. And he has done work, mainly art historical work about the Civil War. But for this exhibit, he's created that piece that has to do with, I believe it was a biblical verse that included that phrase, led by a child. So the whole idea, children are our future, and they're so pure and they're so innocent. Even the animals, they're not in danger of them. It's when they become adults, and who knows what mind they have against the endangered animals, even what's happening with them. So that is really a composite piece about endangered animals as well as the children who are also endangered, because
Mhm.
over 50% of child trafficking, I'm sorry, human trafficking, is taking children as young as 3 years old.
Hmm. That's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, this is another one of my favorites. See if I can move. Can we see this? There we go.
Yes. Yes. This is a healing wrap. That's by Felicia Reed, and she is just a wonderful artist who is a survivor of violence, of domestic violence, and she used art as a therapy to help her heal. And she creates these fabric pieces. I think if you um, read the
QR
what
code.
is needed. Yeah, wet felting. Yes, thank you. Wet felting. So it's a process that she does manually, and she creates her own fabric, and she really imbues it with love and healing. So anybody who purchases it, they will feel the love energy in that healing wrap, and she's doing very well with her pieces.
No, that's great. It's always good to hear uh, that people are are
We're getting
successful.
static on our side. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Can you see this piece?
Yeah, we're getting a lot of static.
Okay. The host. So maybe what I'll just share what the title of this piece is called Hero of Innocence is by Kartik Karshik. I'm not quite sure. I don't know if you can see all the text that's on it, but it's got a
Getting
lot of each time
static.
I feel a child, I feel it's something close to God. These rather beautiful comments about the hero of innocence. Okay. Yeah, I'm wondering, Carolyn, because I know that
Yeah, that other one, my phone, it was too much static. But the
Uh-huh.
one behind you, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, great. The one behind you is by
Mm.
Kartik Kaushik.
Yes.
He's an artist from India and he's now living in Canada. And he calls that hero of the innocence. So this gentleman, I don't have the name of the person, but he was a Nobel Peace Prize winner because he saved over 82,000 children from the mines in different countries, especially in India, because the mica mines are using mica to put into cosmetics that are sold around the world. And these children are just pure child labor. And they're dying in there. They're getting sick and they're dying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I know that we have a few more minutes to go, but I also know that there is trying to provide a sense for people to be able to hear. I'm
Yeah.
just wondering if I should just ask you a few questions and then we redo this at another time when, and
Okay.
then
Sure.
maybe that way we can. I love you walk. I love you walking out of where you're walking from
Yeah.
the Giovanni room.
I'm going to another room.
Okay. Well, then let's go. You're going to go to the Angela Davis room?
Yeah, I have to get my mask on.
Okay.
I forgot. Oh dear. I have to find the mask.
Well, it's all good.
I hope you can hear me with it on.
We can hear you.
Okay, great. Great. Okay.
The real deal, what it's like at 450K of Busboys and Poets.
Okay. So,
This is their Angela Davis room.
yes, okay.
It's an event room. Okay. There's
And
Winifred.
these are pieces by Bill Jones. This is Now Lady. The little boy is praying. And then we have a piece by Laura Farrell. And this one is called The Tightrope Walker. Look at how beautiful. It's got gold leaf in it, and you can see how it just shimmers in the ambient light. And this is by an artist from India, and this one is called Waiting. This one is Waiting for a Better Place. So these children are waiting to be adopted.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, they're waiting to be adopted.
Hmm.
And this
And
one is a
that
gentleman from
Jeffrey Wright's
Cuba.
Gregory piece.
Yeah, he's from Cuba. This one. And here you can see.
Uh-huh. We can see those three pieces. Yes.
And here on top is called Waiting Children in Food Line. These are children who are waiting to get fed in the food line.
Hmm.
And this is an abstract piece by Domestic. And this is footprints.
Hmm.
Footprints of
Now, we know that there's art all in 450K that, and I know that you cannot go through the whole experience because there are other people in the restaurant and this is the event room called the Angela Davis room that is often closed to the public except for events. And as I say, you can see other works that are there. But as I look at all these works, Carolyn, I really
Yeah.
think about what did you feel as you began to organize this exhibition? I know as curators, we really get moved or we go through a variety of emotions because there's the beauty, of course, but
Yes.
then I'm looking at the stories
Yes.
and the angst. So tell us a little bit about what you went through as you put this exhibition together.
Oh, most of it was an educational process for me because I knew that um,
For me personally, I can speak for myself. I'm not exposed to all of these issues around the globe personally, except maybe through the media, through news. But here we have artists who are very much connected with it. And so I wanted them to be able to amplify their voice by being a part of Art Impact so I could do stuff like this so their voices could be heard about what's going on around the globe, specifically with the children. So for me, it was wow. I knew stuff was happening, but I didn't know the specifics. Like I had no idea about mica in cosmetics and that.
What is mica? I've never. Only mica I know is in Baltimore, Maryland, and it's a school. What is mica?
It's MICA. It's a substance, right? It's like a particle, a metal. It's a metal. Yeah, it's a metal.
Should we
So
say hello
it
to
comes from.
Winifred?
It's like yeah.
Hi,
Winifred,
Winifred.
God dear. Yeah,
How are you? Winifred
it's
is one of the artists in the exhibition. She's a
yeah.
fiber
Mike
artist.
Yes, mica is a metal ground. It's very, they grind it very fine, and that's what they put in the cosmetics. Yeah. It's like mining coal,
They put it in
right?
like powder, or they put it in
Right.
liquid.
Yes. No, it's in like a powder form. Ground metal. And it's usually
Wow,
found in the cheaper
I
cosmetics.
didn't know that.
Yeah. So if you look at
Okay.
the cheaper cosmetics, you may see mica as one of the ingredients. So if you boycott that, don't buy it, right? You may spend a little more money, but know that you won't be
Mhm.
able to make it easier for those companies to use the children to get that mica. Yes.
Uh-huh. Carolyn, I was just going to ask you another question.
Sure.
So, how, what has this journey, this art journey, what has it taught you about yourself and about art? What has it taught you?
It taught me that I can communicate
Thank
well
you,
with
Winifred. I'm
artists.
sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, I can take this off. For me, it strengthens my reserve to continue the work that I'm doing and to augment it, to get more interns, volunteers, help, so that we can really make this even bigger, so it can make an even stronger impact, right? Because the
Mhm.
more people talk about it, the more that we go into the communities and do different events. I so from a seed idea, I knew this would build. So for me, doing this, it just helps me to know I'm on the right track. The artists that I work with, they're always behind me, like Winifred here. So it's a real good camaraderie working with the artists and keeping in contact. That's the most important thing. It's not just they're sending their artwork in and they don't hear from anybody for months and months. No, I keep in contact with them on a weekly basis. And they're
That's good.
excited, yeah, and they're excited. So it helps my managerial skills, it helps my administrative skills, and it also helps me see where I can improve. Because the more you pitch, the more you hit home run, but also the more strikeouts you get, right? So I'm learning, what not to do, what to do better.
Yes, we all do, don't we?
Yeah,
We
yeah,
all do.
yeah.
So I'm going to probably try to wrap this up. I know it's,
Okay,
but I do have a question, and
sure.
the last question is one that Andy asked. I've stolen it from Andy, and he always asks people if there was someone that you could invite to your studio, if there was an artist, somebody from history that you could invite to your studio or invite to your home, one or two or three. Who would they be and why?
Yeah, I would definitely say Faith Ringgold. And we haven't met in person, but she was in one of our shows.
Right, I remember.
Yeah, I would ask her because she is an African American artist who she really did some good work, and I would love to find out from her point of view of what could an artist of today do in this country to help not just the African Americans but all the people, because we're all in this together. Um, and also, I would want to. I know he's passed away, but I would love for also Shirley Chisholm. She's not an artist, but she's a person who is really for justice, you know, and for the people, you know. So if I can have her, I would love to just do a portrait. I haven't done a portrait in a long time, but I would paint her. Yeah.
That's right. You haven't talked a little bit about your work. You're doing caustics, right? Can you share a little bit about the kind of work that you do?
Sure. And caustic is pigmented beeswax. I'm from Trinidad, so I love the heat. So I don't mind that my studio is always hot, right? And using heated implements to melt the wax again and again. So I do the encaustic works, and they're all abstract now, mostly all abstract. So, and I love to, my themes are cosmology, because for me, I just feel like the whole universal energy is one thing. It's not really compartmentalized, but I come back down so that I can communicate and do things like this. But in my heart and my soul, I'm out there in the stratosphere. So my art is always about the cosmos.
Okay, all right, that's very, very good, very good. So Winifred, we'll ask Winifred if there was anybody in history, art or dance or performance that you could invite, one or two people or three people, however, who would you invite to your studio and why?
Well, first of all, I would invite David Driscoll.
Say it again, David Driscoll.
David Driscoll, because I studied under him when I was at the University of Maryland, and I learned so much from him. The other one that I would really, really love would be Romare Bearden,
Oh my goodness.
because I like to do collages. And in fact, he influenced me quite a bit when I saw him during the 60s. He happened to be at the University of Maryland doing a show, and I watched him work after that. And so most of my work, when you look at my collages, you can see that he has influenced me quite a bit.
Okay.
Yes.
So I'll share a little bit with you. I have really recently gotten into the Black women artists in the 60s and 70s. Dinga McKinnon.
Yes.
They had the program called Where We At, and you know, there's been such a resurgence with Afrocobra and a resurgence with Faith Ringgold, because I know that her work is going to be at Glenstone Museum, and it, you know, and rightly so, she really deserves the recognition. But also the women, the Black arts movement women, in addition to Faith, like Kay Brown and Dinga McKinnon, and just a whole crew that I think their work has gotten lost because a number of them some of them are deceased. But again, they didn't get the recognition like a Jeff Donaldson, or again, we're looking at the maleness, the masculinity, and not the feminine side. You know, we sometimes it gets a little lapsed. It isn't equal. So when we talk about equal, we're talking about equal.
Right.
You know. All right. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. This has been an experiment.
Yeah.
We've learned a great deal tonight about what to do and what we can't do. We've learned what has been successful. I think that the work that's on the wall is exciting. I think the work that you do, Carolyn Goodrich, is exciting. and you get to travel the globe, and that's a wonderful thing. And you are helping to solve, to interpret,
Right.
and to bring global issues to light. And that's an important, that's a gift, and that's very important.
Thank
So
you. Thank you
I
for
want to,
having us.
oh, of course, of course. So I think we should talk to the artists next time. We do this every 2 weeks, and see
Okay.
about if we can have one or two or three of the artists, or we have some of the artists to talk about their work.
Okay. Now
Um,
I do. We do have we do have the 3D virtual gallery as well.
okay.
But but only we would have to like practice, I think, to see if we could get to show the art here.
Okay, well, we could talk to Alicia and Patrick, who are the wonderful technical people who are patient and walk me and walk all of us through things without, can't you get that right? They don't have that kind of attitude at all. They're just so kind and patient. That's what my children do. Mom, you can't understand that? You know, so, all
Thank
right.
you, Carol. This was great. Thank you.
It was nice.
Yeah,
Thank you.
it's very authentic. Let's say, and very authentic. Being at the Busboys, you see the activities, and and I'm glad that we were able to connect. We're able to meet a need for the community for the space. So, all right. Until next time. Thank you all very much. Thank you, Patrick and Alicia, and we'll see you all again soon. Art on the Line.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.